Jehovah's Witnesses 65 and up are screwed. They cut off their kids. They have no retirement savings. Most of them don't know who they are without the organization. They've been Jehovah's Witnesses their entire lives. Their entire identity is wrapped up in the organization. Here are 3 hard truths that boomer JW parents are getting hit with in 2026. Number 1, rapid changes. All right, we all know New Light isn't new. It's not a new concept, but the organization has been making rapid fire changes and taking you for stupid. All these things, these rapid changes and adjustments, those things used to be the rules. I'm not stupid. I know a lot of this demographic will say, well, it's New Light. We have to wait on Jehovah. Jehovah's adjusting our understanding. It's Jehovah's, this is a big one, it's Jehovah's celestial chariot. It's speeding up and it's insulting to you because you made so many sacrifices for the organization. And you were told that it was the truth. Not just the right thing to do, but that it was the truth. Why is Jehovah suddenly making all these changes if Jehovah never changes? You are 100% within your rights to ask that. It doesn't make you disobedient. It makes them liars. Number 2, they're alone. All right, you're not going to like this one. If you have been shunning your grown adult kids and now you're boo-hooing because you're alone and you need help, call your congregation. Ask your spiritual family for help. You didn't need your kids for the past 10, 15 years when you were shunning them, because you were being a self-righteous, stubborn pain in the ass. Why do you need them now? If maybe you're an outsider watching this, you've never been a Jehovah's Witness and you think I'm being a little harsh. You got all these aging boomer Jehovah's Witness parents who are like, oh crap, the end is not coming in my lifetime. It's hitting them that they're not going to be raptured, so to speak, J-Dub style, into paradise where they're going to be warm and cozy and vindicated. All right, they've managed to isolate everyone around them, their grown kids, their grandchildren. They've managed to isolate everyone out of their own inflated sense of self-importance, out of their ego, narcissism, and delusions of grandeur, throwing what can only be called a very short-sighted equivalent of an adult temper tantrum. They're now being faced with the reality, quite frankly, that no one's going to be around to change their diapers. Okay. So this is what happens. You get some JW parents who will go to the grave. They will never concede because that's how they view it. It's like a fight. It's like an argument that they have to win. They will never concede or admit defeat in their minds. They'll go to the grave just being stubborn. Their pride literally kills them. Okay? Then you have some who have a come to Jesus meeting and reconnect with their kids because they recognize their own frailty and mortality. And then they, suddenly become a completely different person because they're dying. Okay, they get really sweet and kiss ass because they know what side their bread is buttered on. They know where to go for money and for help and assistance. But then sometimes you get the parent who draws you in just enough to make you think, to make you believe that they've really changed. And because it's only human to want to reconnect with your mother or father, you help them. You reconnect with them. It seems like you have a good relationship again. You get home health care, some kind of home assistance, or you help with hospital stuff, or you help with bills. You get them food. You've suddenly re-entered their life. Hallelujah, praise Jesus. They found you miraculously when they needed you. Not even being sarcastic. I hope all goes well for you. But too often at the very end, they find a way to curse you with their last dying breath. Former Jehovah's Witnesses deal with this all the time. Literally on their parents' deathbed, they're getting lectured or being condemned. They're left out of the will. The congregation treats them like shit. People passing in and out of the hospital, like ignoring you like you're not even there. Your name isn't even in the funeral program. This person was survived by their children, so-and-so, and then you realize your name isn't there. Welcome to Witness World. Or, let's say none of this has happened yet. They're still alive. They try to boss you around. They want it both ways. I need money. I need medication. I need this or that. Go get it for me. But leave it on the porch. Or, brother or sister so-and-so is going to act as a liaison. They're going to go between us. But you're disfellowshipped, or you don't serve Jehovah, so you can't come in the house. Hell no. You treated your son or your daughter or your nephew or your niece or whoever it is like they were dead for 10, 15, 20 years. You're on your own. Call your congregation. It is insane. You have the balls, you have the nerve to bite the hand that feeds you. if you're the caregiver in this scenario and you think that what I'm saying is wrong and your conscience compels you to act a certain way and to help them, that's your life. Do your thing. But if I were the parent in this scenario, I would play my cards right. It's not like Watchtower has a retirement resort waiting for you. Number 3, the end is not coming. I may have really strong feelings about this whole topic, but I recognize that boomers are in a tough spot. Gen X, millennials, we all knew it was crazy. Boomers lived through the 1975 scandal. They were taught that the generation before them would never pass away. And then they are this unique group, this unique cohort that had to do all these mental gymnastics over the past decades, 4 or 5 decades. They've had to do all this crazy mental gymnastics because all of those prophecies failed. They were coming up at a time where you could feel it in the air. This is the truth. The end is like they really believed it. It's different from what it is today. They really thought they were living at a very special time in history. But when all those prophecies failed, they had to go, okay, how are we going to explain the overlapping generations? Oh, 1975 was just an aberration. I just made it up in my head. Some brothers got a little too enthusiastic about it. They were gaslit about all these things. Boomers really have had to live in a constant state of cognitive dissonance. They've been in la-la land. You got some who, they have way too much invested. It's the sunk cost fallacy. If I can't wrap my brain around the fact that this might be a lie. And for others, they just actually are just hardcore believers and will rationalize and just accept and eat whatever they're given. And this is tying back to my last point. There's that group that have sacrificed their own children. And if they reverse course now, there will be way more devastation to their ego than excitement at the prospect, oh, it's all a lie, that sucks, but at least I'm excited that I can reconnect with my loved ones. I can reconnect with my children or my brother, my sister, whoever I've been shunning all these decades. I get to meet my grandchildren. A lot of people don't know that. There are people in the Jehovah's Witnesses who have never met their grandchildren. Like they shunned their kids and then their kids had kids and just out of their just selfishness and narcissism and craziness are just not part of their lives. And I know some people would say like, oh, but they're also victims. They're also it probably is just killing them. Well, some things in life, it sucks to make a decision. What people don't understand is Jehovah's Witness boomer parents are conducting their own cost-benefit analysis. It is worth it to them to stay with the organization and win their prize of clout, paradise, or whatever it is. That means more to them. It doesn't mean they're not suffering. It doesn't mean they don't miss their grown children or it pains them that they haven't met their grandchildren. I'm not saying they don't have those feelings, but they are making a choice. It is a cost-benefit analysis. It means more to them to get their prize than to say, you know what, this really sucks, but I love my child more, or I love my grandchildren more. This is more important. You see, it's not a trade-off they're willing to make. They just dig their heels in further. So, a lot of these boomer parents, they just made their bed. The organization that these boomers were raised in is completely unrecognizable. They're facing their own personal Armageddon. Oh, I'm alone. Who's going to take care of me? Swallow your pride. Call your kids. And if they are willing to take you back, because quite frankly, you owe them an apology, then great. Embrace the time that you have left. Seriously, because that's the real life. This is real. It's happening now. You're not getting another one. There's no paradise. It's not happening. And again, if you are watching this and you're the one who has the JW parents who are hell-bent on staying on their path and being who they are, I would encourage you to take care of yourself. Release the guilt, release the shame. It is not yours to carry. I know it's a radical idea, self-preservation. We weren't taught that as witnesses. But if you don't learn this lesson now, I don't know how old you are, if you don't learn this lesson now, your life is going to pass you by. I'm serious. You're going to be 80 years old in the blink of an eye, and you are going to regret running yourself into the ground for parents who have shown you who they are. Running yourself into the ground trying to change something you cannot change. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.